Well, hello there and welcome back to the channel. Tomorrow is my 57th birthday. I know you wouldn't have thought I was more than 23, but it's true. I am 3 years from 60. Anyway, I'm going to have a party because it's my birthday. So I'm going to have some friends and neighbours round for lunch. It's not a big party, but there will be about 20 of us. Because my friends around here have children and I want the children to come. Really, the fun part is I love seeing kids that I've seen grow up since they were babies. Now they're kind of late teens and they've become these amazing young adults. And I really love the young adults. I love my friends too, but love the kids. So there are about 20 of us and I'm getting ready. And I thought you might like some top tips or how I work out how to do a party without too much stress and too much work. I want to have a really nice birthday tomorrow. I want to wake up and really not do any work tomorrow. But the kind of party I like to have with tablecloths and silverware and napkins and all of that stuff does involve a bit of work. So I thought you might like to find out what we're cooking, how we're laying the table, what we're going to do, and come along for the ride. And if you're new to the channel, you're very welcome. Please do subscribe, press the bell icon, and we'll tell you when we've got more clips coming up. And if any of the tips and tricks we give you along the way are useful, you can always buy me a coffee, or better still, join my club, where lots of other people are making a fab community of supportive flower enthusiasts, small business enthusiasts, and so on. If you enjoy the clip, do make a comment. I answer all my comments on YouTube, because it's fun and I love this community that's being built here. Anyway, on we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recycle floristry. This flower arrangement I made during a live session I did with my club members on Thursday. It is Saturday now, and people are coming for lunch on Sunday. So the arrangement's been sitting there ever since because I made it especially for the demo and the live session. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refill it, make sure, top it up with water, but also pick over it in case there's anything the stems come out of water and it's looking a bit floppy, refresh it a little bit. But there's no shame in recycling. I'm even going to recycle this posy that I made. I made this at a demo on Tuesday. My wedding flowers, bridal party flowers workshop. And it's been sitting around ever since. So I have re-snipped the stems, given it a clean jar, clean water. And for those of you who think, I'm always being told that wild bluebells don't last in water. Well, we're Saturday and I cut them on Monday. They're doing okay. This was all cut on Monday. It's okay, isn't it? So we don't have a big dining room here. We have either the back hall, which is where we have big family lunches for if there are not 20 people. But the minute I get over about 14 or 15, we have to use the studio. This is my flower studio. Currently, my new flower studio is nearly finished up the field. The trench is being dug, it's nearly done. But for the moment, this is still my studio. So I'm just gonna have a tidy up and put the tables together and then start laying. And you see it's held up really nicely. And I've pulled out a couple of bits and that'll do for tomorrow. A sort of focal piece. And then on with the old French linen sheets, which don't hide very successfully the fact that we don't have a long enough table to seat everybody. I'm not obsessively ironing them. This is my birthday. I don't want to have to do extra ironing. And also this one is worn to a frazzle. So I will cover that up with something. But the point is that it's friends and family coming for lunch. It's not that this should be beautifully styled. So this often happens. I say I'm going to do something and then I change my mind halfway through the project. But this is for me. It's my birthday, so I can do what I like. Now, look, these are really nice vases. I like that kind of utilitarian chic. and they cost £2 each from Morrison's supermarket. If you're in the UK, hie ye down to Morrison's and treat yourselves, because I think they're really extremely attractive for essentially a fancy jam jar. Now, they are actually really too tall for a table centre. If I do my elbow to my fist, can I pull the thing away? Look, there's my elbow to my fist. You can imagine a bunch of flowers on top of there can't be much taller. But it's my birthday and I can do what I like. And everybody has to be nice to me. And if they can't see each other across the table, then tant pis. They can feel their way through the foliage as though they're making a path through the jungle. So I am going to go outside and I'm going to cut one each for each vase of each of the different ingredients in this arrangement. So lime, crabapple, tulipa queen of the night, tulipa something else, don't know, lovely wallflower, honesty, and snowball bush. So I don't need very much. I need 5 of each, and I've got 5 vases. So that's 25 stems. 5 fives or 25? Yeah, not very much. So there they are. They're done, but they don't look much there. But we'll see. The sparseness is what I'm looking for, is a sparse look. And there they are. The light in here is not brilliant, so you're slightly going to have to believe me when I say they look quite effective. But what's successful is you can see how people will be able to see each other through the gap. And I've arranged them so that the stems are reaching down the table rather than across it. So it's important they don't poke anybody's eyes out. They don't give you much of a wow factor because it's not a mass of flowers, but it's just a gentle kind of springy feel. And it's really, I don't really mind what anybody else thinks because it's my birthday. And I can sit and worship this one because this is my place. I always sit at the table, at the end of the table closest to the kitchen. Not that I have any intention of getting up once I've sat down. Now, I've almost done as much as I can do for the table. So I'm just going to do the table plan. And I like to use a craft label for my table plan. Very simple. The awful truth is I'm not entirely sure how many people are coming. So I'm doing a table plan. And then if there are a couple of unexpected extra young people, then happy days. We'll just find a chair. Somebody can sit on the piano stool and we'll fit everybody in. But I'm basically doing it. And people might change their places. I don't really mind. This is off the scale relaxed. But it looks nice if somebody's thought about where everybody's going to sit. I think the only thing to make sure is at a party like this is try to make sure that husbands and wives don't sit next door to each other. And if you can split up the siblings, that's good. And try not to put people's children next door to the parents, if you sort of mean. Children, especially teenagers, I think, put them next to a grown-up they don't know. It's very good for them. They might discover that they have quite an interesting time. The grown-ups, the kids are all kind of 14, 15, 16, 17. And they're at an age where if they're put next to a grown-up, the grown-up kind of raises their game too and sort of goes, so tell me, young person, what do you all plan to do with your life? And the grown-up might share some stories about good ideas or whatever, or whether to go to university or not, or, career path or career choices, or, they're all at that stage. So that's my thing, is I don't want the teenagers all sitting together at one end of the table. And it's really important to split up families. Makes the conversation, everybody has to raise their game. Everybody has to try a bit harder, and therefore you get a better party. That's what I think, anyway. Right, so there we have as much as I can do tonight. We need knives and forks for supper and plates for supper, so that'll do. I always have these pink jugs on the table. One of them is mine, and the other one is my stepdaughter's. But luckily for me, she still lives at home. So we get to have the pair of them on the table. One day it'll be a sad day. She'll leave home and I'll only have one of these pink jugs. And I've put all the fizzy wine glasses out. Not everybody's going to drink fizzy wine, but they look nice. I love glass, so I always have lots of glass out because it catches the light. You see, look, there's the glass catching the light. So getting ahead, anybody who saw my clip on Katie James' artist's house and garden and studio the other day, that's one of her pictures behind me. So I'm making, so I want to have a really, really simple lunch. We're going to have ham, baked potatoes and salad, followed by a friend is bringing a dessert and a big cheeseboard because I love cheese. But what I'm doing is, instead of having a starter, an entree, maybe we would call it, I don't know what we'd call it, a starter, we're going to have dips. And so I'm just making a little, like a hummus, but it's not a hummus. It does have a can of chickpeas. This is so simple. It's a can of chickpeas, a can of cannellini beans, a jar of roasted artichokes, 2 peeled cloves of garlic, the juice of whole lemon, a good slosh of olive oil, salt and pepper. The end. And I can put that, I'll put it in the fridge overnight, but tomorrow I'll put it on the table in there, the table that's between the table where we sit to eat and the table where the drinks will be. And there'll be crisps and cheese straws, which I'm not making myself. And then people can dip into the hummus. Yum, yum, yum. I have to say, it smells delicious. So I'm kind of done as much as I can. I've made the hummus. Tomorrow we're going to have ham. And it's so easy to do. I ordered a big chunk of gammon ham from the butcher at the Kimber's Farm shop. I'm not going to soak it overnight. I put it in cold water in the big pot, bring it to the boil, pour away that water, refill the pot with fresh water, and I'm going to boil it for 4 hours. And then I will bake it for 1 hour and the last 20 minutes, I will put a grainy mustard and honey glaze. You don't want to put more than 20 minutes or it burns. And that's lunch. So if we aim to eat at about 2 and I work back from that, so bake it for an hour, that's 1 o'clock, 4 hours back from that is 9. I don't even need to start thinking about it till 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's relaxed. And then we're having baked potatoes. How easy is that? And then I'm going to just do a big green salad because the children are, they don't like fussy food. And then I'm going to do a really crunchy salad, which will go well with the hummus that I've made. And it's it's cans of mixed beans, jars of roasted artichokes, jars of roasted peppers. I mean, I'm being really lazy, but it's bright colours and it looks nice and it's very, very easy. So that's going to be the other salad, a big green salad and then a kind of beanie salad. A friend is bringing a big bowl of coleslaw and some mayonnaise. And how easy is that? And that's it. Because what I like to do is once everybody's here, I like to forget about the food. I like the food to be kind of on the table. Everybody help themselves. I want to sit down and relax. We've got a busy summer coming up. This is, it's my treat for myself. Anyway, I expect I'll film a little bit of the bubble tomorrow when it's all going. But that's my way of doing a really not very difficult lunch. But ham's great for everybody. And then if there's anyone who doesn't feel like ham or is, vegetarian or whatever, there's loads of other, having all the little salads and the hummus and things means there's something for everybody. Very easy. The cheeseboard. We live in the area of Somerset where the world's best cheddar comes from. One of them comes from the village. and it's called Keen's cheddar. So we'll have some Keen's cheddar on the cheese board, but I also love French cheeses. So we've got French brie, and we've got a vignotte, and we've got Comté. We've got I love French cheeses. So we have very good English cheese and very good French cheese. And my friend is bringing a dessert for everybody, and there are ice creams in the freezer, but I'll just keep the cheese near me. Anyway, there you go. And there, even though I'm being really lazy, this is a wipe down tablecloth. But the big piece that I made earlier in the week kind of jazzes it up a bit. And all the mismatched champagne glasses into which we will be not pouring champagne, we'll be pouring Prosecco. It's cheerful, but the glass I think is really important. Anyway, have a lovely evening, everybody. I'm going to go and do chicken and asparagus for supper tonight, because it's a whole weekend of birthdays, and asparagus season, you should have asparagus every day if you can. Right, we're all ready. The ham is done. I borrowed my friend Bex's Le Creuset. It's been boiling all morning. It's now roasting with a honey glaze, baking with a honey glaze. Baked potatoes have been in the oven being moved around for hours, and they're fine. Loads of different salads are made. Little snackaroonies for everyone to arrive, made. Cheeseboard, done. The skillet, for me, the idea is to sit down, when everybody arrives, sit down and not move again until tomorrow. So there you go. The other top tip I would give is we never invite anybody to arrive until 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday lunch, because if they arrive earlier, we're not ready. Whereas it is now 20 to 2, and although I'm steaming hot because all the fires are lit, and it's a freezing cold April, 6 degrees outside, everybody else will feel just right. I love this. It's a crunchy bean salad. And then roasted peppers. The tulips are all popping in the warmth of the fire. Pop. Pop. And this one looks as though it's about to take off. A tulip arabesque. And then at the last minute, you put the ham on the table. Asparagus. Delicious dips. The hummus. Yummy coleslaw, fantastic mayonnaise, wildflowers from the hedgerow, beautiful splash one. And there we go. Happy birthday, dear Georgie. Georgie. Happy birthday to you. And then pudding. And then we have pudding and cheese at the same time.